My name is Sheila Ballant, and I'm the fuels planner on the Smith River National Recreation Area out of Gasquet. In 2001, all the communities within the Smith River NRA were added to the Federal Register as communities at high risk of wildland fire. So since then, the Forest Service has been designing and implementing fuels reduction projects on all the main roads and ridge systems near the wildland urban interface, these communities at risk of wildland fire.
Dalaha, Hagiasham, Shihuchi Rachel McCain. Hello, good morning. My name is Rachel McCain, and I am the Natural Resource Director for the Tallawahdaini Nation.
My name is Grant Worskell. I am the chair of the Smith River Collaborative, which is a 9-stakeholder group which has been doing wildfire preparedness, fuel reduction work, and habitat restoration work around the Smith River National Recreation Area since 2016.
Through that Smith River Collaborative, the Tallawahdaini Nation applied for and received what's called CAL FIRE, California Climate Investment Funding, to treat 1,838 acres on federal lands to help protect the community of Gasquet.
That's a $3.8 million project that aims to implement landscape level fuels reduction while also training our own staff to be able to then take those skills back to tribal lands and throughout their homelands to be able to reduce fuels and reintroduce the tradition of cultural burning across the landscape. It's burning with a purpose, burning with a plan in mind, burning with a distinct goal, and burning within a window to where everything is going to benefit the most. We are in a landscape that evolved with fire as well as with people, and so we are working to restore balance and decrease that fuel load, both with modern methods and with indigenous informed methods. So the Camp 6 repeater site, as well as the community of Gasquet, were two deciding factors to implement fuels treatment projects along the French Hill Road area. Treating the road area provides an escape corridor for the residents of Gasquet and Big Flat because of the landscape continuity. It also provides a fuel break for the town of Gasquet and allows for protection of a critical communication site, which is Camp 6.
The Camp 6 repeater is so very important because that's a critically active communication station.
We observed just in the last week that due to the fuel reduction work around Camp 6 repeater site and along the French Hill Road, as well as the direct suppression efforts by our firefighter crews, that we were able to preserve that really critical communication infrastructure.
Having communications for these crews is sometimes a life and death situation. You've got to have communications because the conditions can change so very quickly.
There's 110 acres right around that communication site, and we thinned and chipped all those materials up there. We finished in December of this year to help protect that communication site up there in the event of a wildland fire. We had fire actually one night burn through that whole communication site. There were resources out in that area at the time that the fire took off. If that fuel break would have not been in place to protect that communication site, it would have been a different story, I believe.
When we have a fire threatening like this, it is the perfect time to really reflect on how critically important the preparation work is. And that is happening years and years in advance with, in the case of the collaborative, those different stakeholders working together to raise money. And in this case, the Smith River Collaborative has been involved in raising about $7 million. And shaded fuel breaks are created so that when a wildfire comes in, like it has in Gasquet in the past, when that wildfire comes in and it's in the canopy and it's really roaring, you hit that shaded fuel break and it lays it down.
That treatment really came into play during this fire event. Year 2, we have started implementation from the bottom of French Hill Road, just past the private land, and we're planning on going all the way out to the Big Flat community. We only got 277 acres done at the bottom of French Hill Road right there before these fires started. But the plan was to continue the contract work this summer all the way out into the Big Flat area to tie into that Big Flat community. We're learning from this experience. We're going to know after this exactly where we need to be, I think, and it's going to take all your guys' help to get us there, the public and the partners.
I am so happy that we are in an area where the partnerships among all of the land managers and stewards are honored and respected and continue to grow. And I'm really proud to be representing the Tolowadeni people in this effort. We have a very strong relationship with the U.S. Forest Service, National Park Service, our state agencies, our law enforcement partners, and our nonprofit partners. And we couldn't do any of this landscape work that costs so much money and takes so much time to implement if it weren't for the cooperation and mutual respect that we all have for each other and for the land.